Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
F15 PCA.
Nate's at 454.
So we got some Disney trailers. First up is the Winnie the Pooh trailer, and I thought it just had a ton of heart.
Oh,
it was
awesome.
It was beautiful and cute and just the nostalgia because they got it's not the original voice of Winnie the Pooh, but the person who's doing it sounds exactly
Deadpan.
like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So basically the setup is very much people have made the comparison to the Hook movie. So Chris Robin's grown up. He has a family and everything, and he's at a job, and he has to choose between work and family.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? What to do?
Exactly.
And then you hear Winnie the Pooh in the background, what to do? You know, he turns around and he sees him, and it's like the classic Winnie the Pooh, where he's just like a stuffed bear.
Literally, if you watch the original Winnie the Pooh cartoon,
books.
yes, and then the beginning it shows a bear, that's that bear,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And then you just see him, and you hear the voice, and Winnie the Pooh, I'm growing up as a kid, those movies were great. Mm-hmm. And they're such... And Pooh is such a beautiful, kind-hearted person. Mm-hmm. He's even though he's just a bear in an imagination of a little boy, he's just the nicest person ever. Yeah, he's a little selfish when it comes to like honey and stuff, but he wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
He just wants to help everybody.
Well,
he misunderstands things. He's not so smart, but he's just lovable.
See, the perfect moment where you understand why Winnie the Pooh is just a kind-hearted person, when Piglet lost his house, no one knew what to do. No one was like, everyone was like, well, are you going to live, Piglet? And then automatically Pooh's like, you're going to live with me.
Yeah, you'll just live with me. That's how we'll do it.
Exactly. And like, no thought came to his mind of like, oh man, I don't want another person living here. Or like, oh no, I have to go do this. No, he's like automatically jumped in there saying, no, you're going to live with me.
When I was a little kid on the Disney Channel, they used to have a live action Winnie the Pooh show. And had a guy that would narrate it. And I always thought, is that Christopher Robin? He got older? I don't know. But it would be live action, and there'd be like people in like in
suits and
hot
stuff?
suits and like in mascot suits, and it was really
Yeah,
cool.
I remember that one too.
I grew up watching that as a kid.
There was the
that.
movies, there was the animated TV series, there was that live action TV series, which I do remember.
Yeah.
And just a lot of heart, the books. If you just type in Winnie the Pooh quotes, and it will bring a smile to your face. It's just like some of the ones I just remember off the top of my head. He's like, if you live to be 100 years old, I want to live to be 100 years old minus one day, so I don't ever have to live without you. It's just like it's so beautiful. You know, he said in Piglet. It was Piglet was asking Pooh, I believe, in the book. He's like, "Well, how do you spell love?" He's like, "Well, you don't spell it, you feel it."
Yeah,
like, it's just so
too, yeah.
It's just all these beautiful little quotes. God, I love Winnie the Pooh.
Then, of course, you have Tigger, who was bouncing off the walls and crazy, hyper fun. He was a Pinkie Pie of his day, basically.
The funny thing about Tigger is, I remember in the Kangaroo, her son looks up to Tigger like he's the coolest guy in the world, but he's kind of a loser.
Yeah,
just because he shrieks away from responsibilities and stuff, and her son looks up to him, and it's almost like, why do you got to pick this guy to be a role model? He's such a
well, at least it's not Eeyore.
but he's like a big kid. That's the thing. That's why he likes to jump and hop, and they do it too. It's just. And I can't wait to see this because I think it's going to have a ton of heart. I want to see all the characters. I want to see Owl, Piglet, Rabbit. I want to see
Eeyore.
Rabbit fighting with Tigger. Tigger's always trying to bring Rabbit into an adventure. And Rabbit's like, I don't want any of this because he's straight-laced.
Yeah. No, he's not just like the regular, like if a rabbit had intelligence, he'd be this guy. Just don't do his job.
He wants to grow his carrots and he wants to be left alone.
Yeah.
But Tigger he's not having any of that.
Oh man, or you can imagine Owl just talking.
Like he's like trying to go. He's so smart, but he's just like that babbling professor who like never shuts up.
Yeah, and if you tell him a story, he'll come up and talk about something crazy.
He reminds me of Archimedes from the sort of that type of Owl. Just very a
nicer version. But always talking. I'm wondering, so the storyline of this, okay, it's choose between family and work, okay, classic storyline. But what do you think is going to happen? I think maybe his daughter is going to, like, inherit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I think in the movie when he saw Winnie the Pooh, he recognized him right away, so he didn't forget, but I think he might have thought it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Maybe. And he's like, oh, that was real,
Yeah, like when, those imaginary adventures, maybe those things really did happen.
Exactly. And or what he's going to have to realize, too, maybe he can find a balance between the two. You know what I mean?
And most of all, Winnie the Pooh. The music is so great.
Because, how does he... And also, the funny thing is, I'm going to love to see how he's going to even ask Winnie the Pooh about his problem. Because, like you said, it's to fire those 20 people.
Yeah, 20%. Like, that's the crux of the film is he's working at a bank or something like that. And then his boss is like, well, you're the manager. We have to downsize 20%. Yeah. But he's like, didn't we just promise these people jobs? And now I have to go out there and fire 20% of them?
And he's making him do it.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Oh, I thought you do anything for this job. So it's that classic trope of a man having to protect his family or, doing what's right for the company or doing what's right by your family. Because I guess he had like a vacation planned. Yeah. So I guess that was the whole thing. He was going to bring his family back to where I guess he grew up, the 100-acre wood and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to more trailers. I want to see more of the characters. It's just a lot of fun. It brings a smile. I'm smiling now. It's just... like when we talked about last week with the Muppets, just be wholesome, be something the whole family can watch. It's okay just to be something that's family friendly. That's a-okay.
And honestly, if you want to even experience, the full Winnie the Pooh experience, if you ever go to Disneyland, go to the breakfast thing they have, because they'll have like the Winnie the Pooh characters there, and they act, and it's so fun to do it. It puts a smile on your face.
And they stay in character, which is
the
really
whole
cool.
way. You see
Winnie the Pooh's always has that. It's just great. I just love it.
You need to do it if you can afford it. Please, it's awesome. It's an awesome experience to have.
They do a good job. Disney does a great job with their characters.
Oh,
they
yes.
do.
Winnie the Pooh's one of the most beloved.
Oh man, Winnie the Pooh just a cool. And there was a movie last year about the real story about the author and his son. And, it's kind of a sad story, but I like this better. I don't know.
Well, it kind of reminds, even though I don't think Hook was that good. It reminds me of like Finding Neverland being the real story.
Yeah.
And Hook was the more fantasy of it. I think I
take the fantasy version better.
Yeah.
So definitely, this was like a short little teaser trailer. It's got me excited to see more because this is another kind of film that I can take all my nephews to go see it because it's Winnie the Pooh, much like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, transcends all generations. Grandma and Grandpa can watch it with grandson, like everyone.
And we're talking about the original.
Yeah, the whole family can watch with the original Willy Wonka. The whole family can watch Winnie the Pooh. Because it'll make you laugh, it'll make you smile. Winnie the Pooh does a lot of stupid things, but it's innocent stupid. Like, he's not dumb on purpose. He literally just makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And he tries to, but he always owns up to him in the end.
Yeah.
And he always tries to help out, and he's trying to be a good person. He gets distracted by food and honey, but he is always trying to do the right thing in the end.
Oh, yeah, he is, definitely.
We're going to definitely, we got another Disney trailer coming up. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.